The agency that regulates natural gas producers in Texas is reporting progress in preparations for winter weather. The executive director of the Texas Railroad Commission briefed board members at Tuesday's meeting. Wei Wang told the board that inspectors have visited more than 300 facilities across Texas.
Our goal is to focus on the large producing leases, the gas processing plants, underground storages, and transmission pipelines, as well as disposal wells, to perform site visits, make observations, and ask their staff on site about their plans and process and technology and equipment they're using for this upcoming winter.
Wang's update at the meeting received praise from the 3 railroad commissioners.
So you and your team, you've got a whole team, a group of them are not just on point and on task, all of them, but frankly ahead of the game. So we appreciate it, and y'all have reacted and very appropriately and very quickly, I believe.
Wang and the Railroad Commission faced criticism from state lawmakers earlier this fall for not doing enough to ensure gas providers are prepared for winter weather. During last February's storm, freezing conditions prevented several gas suppliers from providing fuel to electric power plants. That was a key factor in blackouts across Texas that led to more than 200 deaths. Natural gas issues left many Texans facing sharply higher utility bills during the storm. That led Texas Congressman Joaquin Castro to introduce new legislation to protect people from natural gas price gouging during emergencies. On Wednesday, Castro filed the Gas Consumer Emergency Market Protection Act. It calls for a federal inquiry into which companies profited the most from price spikes during last February's storm. But most of the focus is on the future, including a price cap on natural gas prices during future emergencies. The bill would also establish a federal fine for entities that manipulate supply and pricing in emergency conditions. For the first time, top executives of 6 major oil companies testified together before Congress. The House Oversight Committee is investigating the industry's role in climate change and their effort to cover it up for decades. The hearing came at a critical time, days before President Biden headed overseas for today's climate summit. But it all comes as gas prices here at home continue to climb. Anna Wiernicki joins us now from Washington with details.
Josh, Democrats grilled top oil executives for adding to the climate crisis over the past 30 years. But Republicans jumped in, saying that rehashing the past is useless and instead Congress should focus on the energy crisis happening right now.
Do you agree that climate change is real?
Yes.
Thursday, top oil executives from Exxon, Chevron, Shell, and BP told lawmakers climate change is real and agree that burning fossil fuels is the main cause.
This is the first time each of you has told Congress this.
But when New York Democrat Carolyn Maloney pressed the companies on what they will actively do about it.
I'm asking if you'll stop spending money either directly or indirectly to oppose efforts to reduce emissions.
The room fell silent.
I take that you don't want to take the pledge. All right.
Democrats say for decades, big oil companies have contributed to the climate crisis and concealed evidence about its dangers. But Exxon CEO Darren Woods says his company's position has changed.
Our position in that has continued to evolve with the scientific community.
With President Biden heading to a climate summit in Europe, the White House says he will also continue pressuring OPEC to increase oil production as a way to reduce gas prices.
That may be the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Ohio Republican Jim Jordan says instead of attacking U.S. oil companies for pumping oil, Congress should be helping them produce more.
God bless Chevron saying they're going to increase production. What does the gentleman want? $8 gasoline?
President Biden will participate in the climate summit on Sunday in Scotland. It's his last stop on his international trip before he heads back home. In Washington for State of Texas, I'm Anna Wiernicki.
Thanks, Anna. You heard Congressman Jordan in that story push for policies to encourage gasoline production. It comes as prices at the pump keep rising around the country. On Thursday, the national average price for a gallon of regular unleaded hit $3.40. Here in Texas, that averages $3.05. Texas Senator John Cornyn says rising prices show the need to focus on producing more affordable energy here at home.
Produce more jobs that'll help bring down the prices and I think make the world less dependent on countries like Saudi Arabia and Russia for our most basic energy needs.
On Wednesday, Florida Republican Senator Rick Scott introduced the Gas Prices Act. It would require the Energy Information Administration to track how federal regulations and policies impact the price of oil and gasoline. Thank you again for joining us for State of Texas. I'm Josh Hinkle. We'll be back next week to bring you an in-depth look at Texas politics.